name is L. Oliver Edmonds, also known as Coach L in Coachella, because I relocated to the Coachella Valley where the music festival's at. So I leverage that. It's like leverage opportunities. And what I do is I help women who are stuck, frustrated, exhausted, burnt out in their current lives, help them prioritize themselves in their dreams so they can go after what they want and write the next chapter of their lives living in their best.
I love it. I love it. And I'll reiterate a little about what I do is that I help confident, current entrepreneur women who are in business, that's been in business at least a year to 2 years, who are feeling stuck where they are, and they actually want to be able to leverage and scale their gifts and expertise, but they don't know how to package that because they won't make more money, and they want time freedom, they want the health, they want to be fit, they want to look fabulous, travel the world, but more importantly, they want the life that they desire. And so I help them to create that. So that's what I do in my coaching. I'm located in Lafayette, California, and in the Bay Area, but I could coach women anywhere. I mean, I'm coaching someone now in on the East Coast and in DC, so I coach women anywhere. And Coach L, are you open to taking new coaching clients right now?
I am. I do have some one-on-one clients. I limit my one-on-one. I'm getting ready to create my group program and relaunch that, but I do have a couple of spaces left for one-on-one clients.
Amen. So y'all heard it. So y'all reach out to Coach L. You can reach out to me. I actually have 2 more spots for one-on-one, and I'm enrolling my group program now. It's called the Unstoppable. It's a 12-month, 1-year program where it's you and I and you, for 1 year, and it's in a group setting to where we're meeting every other Monday live, as well as I have 10 module pillar components, which those modules are to help you to grow your business live and all the other things that I know a lot of women commonality that they have stuck with. So let me just set this up for the viewers. Me and Elle, we were talking, and it's like, you know what? We've been trying to get together. She's been busy. I've been busy. She was a little bit under the weather. You know, where there's a divine opportunity, God is going to be there. I say when there is a divine opportunity, God is going to be in the midst. And I called her today. I'm like, is today the day, Coach L? Is today the day? She said, yes, today is the day. And so we were talking. I'm like, let's do it. She's like, okay, let's do it. And so we came up with this. I said, I've been wanting to do this on-demand coaching. You're going to be my first guest. And I wanted something impromptu. She says, okay, I'm willing. Let's do it at 5. And so that's how we came up with it. So the way this is going to go, tonight's topic, we want to talk about the importance of having a coach. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to land why you need to have a signature offer. So it's not just me talking or not just Coach L talking. We're going to have like a girlfriend talk on the couch, and we're going to go back and forth and share. And viewers, text your questions. If you have a question or anything, please send it. She'll see it. I'll see it. She can intercept. I can intercept, and we'll answer your questions. So that's how we're going to get to this. All right. So let me just first start. Coach L, how long have you been coaching or had your practice, been in business?
I've started coaching 9 years ago. I started helping people who had wellness goals. And one of the things I noticed with that is people set wellness goals with it seemed like to lose weight, to get healthy, and they were probably doing it for a goal, get ready for a wedding, a class reunion, what have you. And then I found that that was kind of the surface goal, and there was a larger underlying goal underneath that, something bigger, a bigger transformation that they wanted. It was more than just the health and wellness. And once I started tapping into that, and I realized the reason they weren't hitting their target goals and being consistent and sustaining that, it was mindset. And then that got into my area. That's my jam of studying mindset, neuroplasticity, all of that, how our brain works and what blocks us. And so I shifted from that after working with my own coach about 5 years ago, where I shifted to helping women reinvent themselves, helping specifically women over 40. I basically was using the process that I followed myself to transform my life after a layoff, a divorce, losing everything in 2008 and having to restart. That became the cornerstone for my my coaching and how I take people through, you know, my 5 pillars that I have. So with that focus now, it's been 3 years.
Amen. Amen. And with me, I've been in business for 26 years, ladies.
Woo!
And at 26 years, girl, 26 years, we're about to turn 27 on May 1st. I'm so excited. In the spa industry as a beauty professional. And then about 10 years ago, I went and added nutrition and wellness, and I got my master's, and I became a holistic wellness coach because I wanted to be able to help my clients from the inside out. Not only if they come and they want to make their skin look younger and fab, but I needed to also correct them on their healing and their diets. And there were a lot of things that were getting in the way. What I learned and discovered along the way is that I was getting a lot of C-suite executives coming into my spa, and they were really feeling impacted with their health and also just like not really being happy where they were. And so I says, well, let me put 2 and 2 together. I says, wow. And I started coaching them on the side. And I'm like, wow, this is wonderful. I really love this. So one thing led to the next. So that's how I began my executive business coaching, as well as I was doing lunch and learns to different corporations. And I'm like, I'm around these executives all the time. I might as well coach them.
And that's, that is so beautiful.
Came into play with that.
Yeah.
And so now I've been able to hone in, and it's like, which we're going to get into the topic today, is like the one-on-one is fantastic. It's wonderful. I love it. But I like having a signature offer to where I can just focus and help more people at the same time. Yeah. And that's where the group coaching is coming into play, which you're doing, creating, and I'm doing. And so I'm excited. So let's just get right into it. The first question is, why do you think, Coach L, that having a business coach is vital and it's essential and important? And why women who are looking to leverage or scale or move their business forward, if you're feeling stuck, consider getting a coach. Why is it 100%?
Important? Yeah, I believe it's important is because, one, as you were saying, the process is inside out. And when you're stuck and you're blocked, you're using your same old go-to tools and resources to try to get unstuck. You don't even know your blind spots because you can't see them, of course. And it helps to have a coach who's going to help you hold that vision. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we think, I can do it by myself. And you probably could, but it's going to take you twice as long. I found that when I first started working with my coach years ago, the accelerated growth that I had, it really catapulted me in a year. And if I had done that by myself, prior to that, doing it by myself, years. And it was that whole start-stop process, start-stop. But when I had someone who shared my vision for me, who was my accountability, who helped me see the blind spots and some of the obstacles that might come my way even before I was identifying them, and someone who had traveled that road before, who could help me make really focused decisions so that I was constantly moving forward, not procrastinating for a month, starting back up. It was always this push-pull. So having a coach, one, it's for serious-minded people. If you are looking to grow, you are looking to do the work, it is challenging. It's not going to be easy because, again, everything that you experience is accelerated. The highs, the lows. But when you get to that other side and see how much you can accomplish in a short period of time because someone is helping you hold that laser beam focus, mm-hmm. It's like, I always look back and think, I wish I had had this person in my life years prior. I would have been so much further along. But like you said, we are where we are right now for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Amen. And that is so, I love all of that. I agree with all of that, of what you said. And I will add, it helps you to collapse time. Yeah. And it is for the serious, it's not for the faint-hearted. And what my journey has been is when I was stuck in certain areas, I get a coach. And so that's how I was able to really curate my signature, my VIP plan. When I started my podcast, I was with one of the top coaches in the whole industry, flew out to Phoenix, Arizona. And it's just like, oh my God. So God will give you what you need at the time of what you need it. You can't have it all at the same time. But as you are curating operating and creating where you're going, you just say yes, and the universe will give you the rest. You might not can't have it all at the moment. You are at 150 pounds or you're at 175 and you want to lose 20 pounds. It didn't take you one day to get that weight on. It's going to take you some time to get the weight off. So when you go to get a fitness trainer, you're not going to get a trainer with this false preconception. Oh my God, I'm going to run to size 5 in 30 days, because you know better. It took you that long to put the weight on. So it's going to take some time. So now he got to break down your mental. So now the first 90 days, we just got to break down your mindset because you're so doggone lazy going to the gym. Then the next 30 days, then we got to break down your diet. There's a process. And then the next 30 days is this. So it's the same thing with coaching. And what I found along the way, a coach will help to collapse that time.
Yes.
But a hell of a good coach will see where you are. They know where you're going to be, and they will lead you in the way, and they will help to strategize that so you can figure it out very safely and calculate that stuff, and you don't have to spend a lot of time. So you that are out there that are depending or looking for a coach, whether it might be Coach L or me or someone else, yes, y'all need to go ahead and do that. Now let's talk about the money. The investment sometimes is a fear. And so they may say, oh my God, you know, I really can't afford it and I really want to get a coach. And well, what is it costing you to stay stuck on stupid or in the dark right now or not making the money that you want? So there's a cost to that. There's a cost to not feeling free. There's a cost to you doing something that you don't like. And there's also a cost when God gives you and makes a demand on your gift and you're not sharing that gift with the world because you're stuck. What is your feeling on that? Yeah, I told you, this going to be raw. This going to be raw, impromptu right here. This is raw, impromptu, unscripted. Come on, Coach.
I'm telling you,
so,
it's
yes.
Here's the reason.
I got my coach on. She watching now. She knows.
She knows. I prepay for my Pilates workouts. Why? Why do I prepay for them? So I show up. I show up when I'm laying in bed in the morning, because I'm not the morning person.
Yes.
And, you know, I want to get there and get that early morning class, you know, get my workout in. When that alarm goes off for me to get up, and before I can even start with the excuses, money. Are you going to, so you're going to walk away from that money like that? No, I am not. No, I am not. And I remember that first time I worked out, working with the coach I had, my very first business coach years ago. And when she told me that investment, girl, all the air was sucked out of the room.
I bet.
I'm sure. And I remember now looking back, because I remember I'm sure all the color just drained from my face. Like, is she for real right now? And I was like, and she didn't flinch. She let me be in that moment.
Yes.
But I knew, and I can't even remember the dialogue that she and I had, but I know in that moment, it was just like you were saying, I can stay stuck, you know, because in my head, I thought, I could do this by myself. Stop it. Stop. The lies we tell ourselves. Lies and deception. Lies and deception. And it's like if I had been able to do it by myself, just like using your going to the gym analogy. When I go to the gym and I start to feel a little discomfort, woo, I'm done. Done.
Amen.
Check it. But when I'm working with the trainer, they're like, you can give me 5 more. Oh, I can? Okay. And I get 5 more. You can give me 5 more. Okay. Yes. And then after, you know, another whole set, and I pushed myself, and I remember, he's like, don't give me side-eye. Don't give me side-eye. He said, I knew it was in you before you saw it in yourself. You did the work.
Amen. Amen. I love it. I love it.
That first time seeing that investment was just, and I'm not even going to, I'm just going to keep calling it an investment. Yeah, we as women are so apprehensive about investing in ourselves. And we have invested in everyone else's dream.
That's right.
And put ours dead last, or taken the crumbs that's left over. That's and, right. I'll figure out how to make something out of this for me. But again, looking back at the transformation and the growth, I could have just said, take all my money. If I knew then who I was stepping into and becoming, and her holding that vision of my dream, me trusting in her to share where I want to go, what I want to step into, and her reflecting that back, I wouldn't be the woman I am today.
Yeah. I love that. And I will add to your credit with that is that a hell of a good coach has the capacity and the bandwidth to hold that for you. And then they also have the truth to tell you if this is not for you right now. I need you to do segue and take a sideline, and this is what I need you to do, and then come back. Yeah. But for the most part, those that are and they're very honest, they hold the capacity for you. They help you to collapse the time. And I love that. But the investment is hard, ain't it? But we invest in everybody's real estate. We invest in everybody's dreams. We invest in everybody's care. We invest in everybody's transformation. But Black women, why do we tend to have this issue? We need to teach a course just on that.
We need to teach a course.
And we don't invest in ourselves enough. And so this is why that investment is going to shake you up. But once you put that in and you put your tennis shoes on and you get the ball rolling and you're very clear on what you do and your coach tells you what to do, it is amazing. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have coaching. And I was coaching with my coach last year, and that mindset got to be changed. That mindset got to be broken. And it's just been amazing. And I tell women all the time, please consider doing that. So, now I understand about the investment, but on the flip side of that, what are you going to make from that investment? Who are you going to be? But more importantly, who are you now can serve? God is waiting on you so that you can utilize that gift, so that you can serve other people in a larger capacity.
Right.
And sometimes that has to be honed in and trained. So let's move on to that's wonderful. So let's really get to what we're, why should, as a coach, we have a signature offer? And what does having a signature offer can do for your business? Now, I'm going to share a little bit about my story, and then you can get into yours. Okay. Why is it important you feel, or you want me to go first?
No, go ahead.
Whichever one you like. So I have a group program. My group program is a year-long program, and I also do one-on-one coaching. But that's my signature offer. My signature offer is my one-year program. But let me just say this: when COVID hit, this is my 60-second story. When COVID hit, I'm in the service industry as a licensed esthetician, and we were shut down. I didn't know A from B. There's a time that I thought I was going to jump off the 5th-story window. I just wasn't clear. I had to go into my bank account and use my savings. It got really kind of hard. Thank goodness there were certain things that came to save us. But for the most part, we were closed down. Do you know what that feels like when you can't work, when you've been doing 20 years with your hands, and all of a sudden the state comes in and shuts you down for something that you didn't do because you have to adhere to that? In my area where I was located, it was serious. They even had officers came out, and they would be like, they would fine you. They would look through your window to see if you was out. I mean, I think I almost had to work like a mafia. I had to put the covers down and the blinds, and we had to do Morse code when people coming in. But thank God I did other things. But I will say this: I said I will never, ever, 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 ever be in a situation to where I would let a state or a city or a county to shut me down for something that I am not into control of. It got to be a better way. I got to make my income pandemic free. I got to make my income recession free. What can I do to do that? And so this is when God was showing me coaching.
Yes.
Virtual.
Yes.
Group programs. Podcasts. Now we're talking. And then on this, I'm going to blow it. I'm going to take your gifts and I'm going to multiply it, because now we're going to take your education. We're going to take your experience. We're going to take everything you've been doing. You're going to package that up. And this is how you're going to help other people. So that is my story on why I said, okay, so now how can I do it? The most simplest, the most fastest, so that I don't have to be working so hard, is group coaching. So this is why I have my signature offer. This is why my coach came into play last year. And so that's what I said. I said, I want to be in full control. I want full freedom. I want to have the life. I want to make the money. I want to control that. I want the bandwidth. And I want to be able to bring other women to the marketplace so they can utilize their gift too, so that you can control your worth. You can be 250. You can be 500,000. You can be 1,000,000. But it has to be with a signature offer, because you can't make that selling a t-shirt at $10 a t-shirt. I'm sorry. You're going to sell a hell of a lot of them. But if you have a signature program at a high ticket value with a high ticket price and you sell it to a minimum amount of people, you don't have to work so hard.
Exactly.
So that's why I came into creating my signature offer. And I'll get a little bit more into the benefits of that as we close out our talk.
Absolutely.
So share, you have a book as well, so talk about your book. And what is your signature offer, and why do you think it's important that coaches must have a signature offer?
I think it's based on what you were saying about COVID, it really drives a point home of my experience during COVID, and also why I help women who are reinventing themselves, like after job loss, layoffs. Not just coaches. Everyone needs to have multiple streams of income, and you should be monetizing your gifts and talents. One of the things that I taught my kids back from the time they were little is how to be an entrepreneurial spirit. Learn how to use your creativity, your talents, your gifts, so that you can monetize that and earn an income from it. So that if anything goes sideways, you have a way of making money. And I think what entrepreneurs who are working hard don't understand, they see it as one track. There's multiple tracks, which is why I like helping women figure out what their gifts are, how they want to reinvent themselves, because you're right, it's about freedom. You get to declare what income you want. So for me, having group programs and creating these different niches for women to put them in, I had one last year that was Passion to Profit for people with side hustles. And with that, it was like showing people how you can monetize one side hustle into different areas. We get really linear in how we think, and we don't take the time to explore other opportunities and other ways of leveraging. And I think one of the benefits that I have is in my background as a copywriter, creative strategist in advertising and marketing, I'm used to looking for trends and identifying trends, which is why I also was like, I decided to build a coaching business. It was something I was doing on the side, but I decided to go ahead and go all in and build a coaching business because I could see a trend. You're getting older, working in a corporate environment, that job can go away and go sideways, and I don't want to be one of those people walking out of a building, holding a box, crying like, what am I going to do next? I know what I'm going to do next, and if that goes sideways, I know what I can do after that. Multiple tracks going at one time. So with having a group coaching setting, what I love about that is not only that I get to pour into more women at one time, but they get to pour into each other. And and it's about building and having community. One thing that with COVID, a lot of people felt siloed and alone, but with Zoom, you have access to the world.
Yes.
You have access to the world. I took a virtual vacation during Zoom, and I took my vacation time, but I was like, I wanted to have an experience, so I did Airbnb experiences via Zoom. I took a empanada making class taught by a chef in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in his kitchen, showing us how to make empanadas. As he was showing us how to do that, he was telling us a story. I took a hummus making class taught by a woman in Canada who was from Lebanon.
Wow.
Her story was beautiful. All of these different experiences. So I could have sat at home pouting that I can't go on vacation, I can't travel anywhere, and I traveled from the comfort of my dining room. But what that also showed me was if you dare to think differently, there are opportunities out there.
Yeah.
There are opportunities out there. And if you are looking to monetize your gifts and talents in thinking that you got to put your t-shirts in the trunk of your car and drive to the Costco parking lot and open up your trunk, you have access to the entire world.
Wow.
And so
that is so beautiful.
It's beautiful. And for me, it's I'm driven by, I want to create a ripple effect. You know, that big, but either small or large rock that goes into the pond and it creates a ripple and touches many. Group coaching is a way to do that. And it's a way to have that community. You're surrounded by like-minded women. Going back to when we were on that rooftop, remember that energy talking to all the women?
Yes.
And how we were lifted up. And that taught me that there is, you know, it's like, don't miss those live events. Don't miss those VIP events. Get yourself in the room, get at the table. But it was the energy and buzz. And here we are, you know, we met in Atlanta, and here we are.
Okay, see, you never know what galactic field that God is going to send you in as to why it's so important to get out. So before we close out, let me just end with the last what we're talking about, the importance of signature offers. I, too, was in Turks and Caicos last year, and I had to do a coaching call with one of my clients. And it was so amazing. I said, I can't believe this. This is great. This is why you have signature offers. I'm on the beach in vacation, and I'm still able to communicate with my clients. And it was just fabulous. But when we talk about signature offers, and we'll define that just a tad bit real quick for people that's going to come in the middle of this. Signature offers is your enchilada. It is your main thing that is the main thing of the main thing of your coaching, and it's a high ticket. It's normally over $10,000, and it's normally over a longer term of time that you're working with a group of people to actually overcome one or two problems. So that basically essentially is what your signature offer is, and your coach will help you to define and create that. And you know what, Coach Bella, was so funny because I was so against group coaching. I like hybrids. Hybrids, like my program is a group coaching program and module, so it makes it a hybrids combination. I even like that. But I was so against it at first because I says, how can I really help multiple people at the same time? But this is why you need to have your niche really clear. And this is why your program needs to actually fulfill and overcome what is the problem that you're solving.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to just, in that piece, is that I really love it. What is the one thing that you truly enjoy about your signature offer, your group program? What's one thing that just brings you so much joy about it?
It's, the thing that brings me joy is the moment when my client turns the corner and has that transformation. And there's a moment when it doesn't seem possible, and I think everybody's like holding their breath, like, but there's that moment when everything, the whole mindset work comes together, the clarity comes together, the vision comes together, and then all of a sudden it's like you stretched way outside your comfort zone and either applied for the promotion or made that big leap of faith, and you get to the other side and it's like, I'm better for it. And it's that moment of when it's just like, I did the thing and look at me.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And
what about you? What's like in your year-long program, because you kind of piqued my curiosity, why 1 year? Why do you think that the person needs to go through the process for an entire year? What's the difference from the beginning to the end for them?
I love it. You know what? That is such a great question, Coach L. The Boss Brandy Agency just joined. Thank you very much for watching. So let me just first acknowledge the people that are on and the replay viewers. And this is Coach L. I'm Coach Too Gorgeous, Kim Evans. And we're actually having an impromptu conversation, something that I just started today. Coach L is my first client. And we're just having a girlfriend conversation. And we're talking about the importance of why, number one, you need to have a coach. Number two, because she's a business coach, I'm a business coach, this is a business page, we talk about business. And then the second question we're getting into, why it's important to have a signature offer. So for those of you who are joining now, I done brought you up to speed, and then we're going to close it out, the power of networking that I'm going to ask Coach L. So to answer your question is, the reason why it's 12 months, when I do my one-on-one coaching, a person could come on for 90 days. Yeah. Or I'll take them for 6 months. So it's a short amount of time, but we're going to get there really fast, but we're only dealing with one issue. And for the most part, after the 90 days, they're going to sign up for another 90 days because we can't cover everything. So I created my signature offer to cover a year because that's really how much time you need to work with someone. Again, we talked about in the first one, we gave both analogies of when you're trying to work out or lose weight. Your trainer has to break down your mindset. And that's the first 90 days, right?
That is.
So when we're coaching, we have to kind of like break down those offline files because you've been full with malware. So now we got to break down those limiting beliefs because now you're stuck on where you are and your coach got to fight through that a little bit with you so that they can bring clarity to where you need to be. So the next 90 days, now we're working on the next thing. And the next 90 days, we're working on the next. And this is the other thing, I'm just going to wrap this like this, is because when you work with a coach, and those of you who have been out there, you don't get everything that you need. You didn't spend all this money for 90 days, and it's like, wait a minute, I still need more. I'm still stuck. I still need to know how to do my lives. I want to do a podcast show. Wait, but my email marketing is not together. Wow, but my website's still not together, coach. And now I just got this came up. Life didn't happen. Something that now we got to read back. No, this still not. You know, I still don't have the numbers up of how many people I want to coach. Coach, I'm still not making my money. I'm still not at 40K and I want to be at 50. So this is why you need to work with someone really over a year. So in my program, I have 10 modules that I actually curated to help women to pick up the gaps where they're stuck. And then we're on the phone every other Monday and we're talking about the different pillars in the group, but I'm helping you to grow your practice. Yes. So you got me and I'm with you. And it's like, wow, I have somebody to hold my hand. I have a coach right there and she's going to be with me for a year because it normally will take that amount of time to really heal and turn that soil. So that's why it's a 1-year program.
Brilliant.
And how long is your signature offer?
It's mine is 6 months, but again, it renews. Most people will, same as you, 90 days, 90 days, and it does work out to be about a year because it's, yes, you hit that target, you know, you hit your goal, you stretched, you did the thing, and you're there. Now we got to work you through there because that's when imposter syndrome pops up. That's when self-doubt pops up. Like, how'd I get here? Is it, can I really do this work? So now we're working on that because it's like you leveled up, and now we got to get the mindset to level up with you. And then it's the same thing. You get comfortable in that, and then there's another little bump. That is like all told, you're right, it's a year until you are confidently moving in that, and then it becomes like refresher course. And it's great to have someone there, like you said, holding your hand through that process and giving you that guidance.
Amen to that. And also you hear people sometimes they'll take a course 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
Now why they got to take a course 2 or 3 times? Maybe if you would have just had a 6-month course or one that was a little bit more comprehensive, you wouldn't have had to take the course 2 or 3 times.
Right. Right.
So this has been really good, Coach L. This is, oh my God, this is beautiful. And hopefully we can both model this. You can do this on yours. I love to come on yours as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. Let me just also end with the power of networking. Yes. And I want to share, ladies, now that the borders are open, we can kind of roam amongst the country freely without masks if you don't want to wear them. Why is it so important to be in the room, in person, in certain conferences, that you still need to allow that in your space and on your calendar?
Oh, I would say that conference, because that was like the first conference I had gone to, the Wealthish conference in November where we met, was the first one I had gone to. I mean, it was like the last was way prior to COVID. Yeah. And, you know, I was kind of getting comfortable with the Zoom, you know, putting my face out there. How's everybody doing? And then shutting it down. Yes. But what I found is what is invaluable are those one-to-one connections, the conversations, walking from the hotel room to the rooftop, going downstairs for a cocktail and just chit-chatting more, even being in the VIP on the rooftop with the coaches, and just the casual conversation. There were so many nuggets dropped just in that casual environment. And so it demonstrated to me that it is important to be in the room. And I remember even on the flight over, because it's like, what do you want to get out of this? And this is a tip I'll share with everyone. Be clear when you are networking, when you are in going to an organization, you are going to a conference, be very clear about what you want to get out of it.
Yes.
I wanted to build relationships. I wanted connections. I also wanted to show up as myself in my role. And so, there was no, with that said, there was no hanging back in the back of the room, observing and listening. It was engaging. And it's important because that growth, that the information that was shared, the little verbal downloads that were quick that came across, and you get to see the emotion and the support and really feel the genuineness of people when you're in the room. And when you're in the room and you are using your voice, you are at the table.
Absolutely. And everybody needs to have a seat at the table. And that is an excellent segue. We must all position ourselves to be successful. And the only way you can do that is to have a seat at the table. And when you have a seat at the table, you are invited to change the rules, to be a part of the rules, to change the game, hidden secrets, and those down under gems that are shared, but the transparency that you see people. I actually have gained so many new clients in my Too Gorgeous business through the years, networking, patting streets and turning corners, like my grandmother used to say. I was out there at the chamber mixers. I was out there at the networking events. But being at the Wealth is now, it's a new game. We got business owners. We had 7-figure owners in there. We had millionaires that was in the room. And it was like sparkles and shine. I'm like, wow, this is great. It's breathtaking. But more importantly, the ideas that are exchanged, that you get in person, that you cannot see through a Zoom call.
That part. And when you spoke about, there was something about seeing these people who are doing it and making a good amount of money. Yes. And when you surround yourself with people who start elevating your mindset and showing you it's possible for you, it creates that belief. Right. And I walked out of there, like, the number I had that I wanted to hit, by the time I was back on the airplane heading back to California, the number was raised. And it didn't even it didn't even take my breath away. It was like, okay, I can do this. Now it's just a matter of putting it all together. But when you surround yourself with people who are doing big things, you get caught up in that current too.
And I love that. And to add to that is elevating your vibration, because it puts you in the room of the frequency. And we have to attach ourselves, our gifts, and our talents to the frequency of the room of which you want to travel. That's how it works. And this is why it's so important. But you have to know which room to be in, because there are certain rooms you don't need to be. But this one in particular was amazing. Yes. So, Coach L, is there anything else that you would like to share? Any last remarks or questions you have for me or to say to the viewers?
I'm thinking of I'm just saying, if you have a passion calling for you and it's on your heart, that means that is your gift, your dream to bring to light. You are the one to deliver that. So yes. Stop waiting. There is no, just like today, this, opportunity. I did not wake up knowing I was going to do this today, but when opportunity presents, yes, say yes.
Amen. I know I'm totally all the way there. It's this new galactic feel. I want to stay in the vortex. Now I have entered it, and I don't want to go away. I want to stay in the vortex. And those of you who study that, y'all know what the vortex is. So, Coach L, tell the viewers where they can find you. They already know we're on Instagram, your website, or any
my website.
Like to
absolutely. My website is Eleanor Oliver Coaching, and stay tuned. Visit it now, and then visit it in a couple of weeks if you come back, because change is happening, elevation is happening. So I'm happy to share that. So I would like you to see the before and after transformation. And you can start with best for now or okay for now, and elevate and change later.
I love it how you say elevate, because that's my word for the year is elevate. So, and I just want to just add, to the viewers, I want to just make an impartation in your heart is at the same thing that Coach L was saying. Don't let your gifts lie.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't let your gifts lie, Darman. Whatever that thing that's in you that you can do it for free, this is the time to elevate it and step it up. And for entrepreneurs who are already in business, and if you're feeling stuck, you need to get a coach. Just go ahead on and break on down and just get one. And come on, because we want to see you at the top two. We want to see you at the top two. So thank you all. This has been a plum pleasure. Georgie Pizza King. I am Kim Evans. You guys can catch me on Kim Gems, GEMS, because I be dropping diamonds. So y'all can catch me at kimgems.com. All my information is there, and I'm enrolling my year program. I'm so excited. It's called the Unstoppable 12-month program. Coach L, thank you so much for joining. This has been beautiful. Thank you for being the first guest on my Impromptu, and thank you so much. We came up together with that little tagline. I love it. I love it. Unscripted and Impromptu with Kim Evans. Thank you all. God bless. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye for now.